We're continuing our 2012 NFL predictions here at Pro Football Weekly and moving on to the AFC West. There might not be a harder division to predict in the NFL this year, but we ran the no huddle and asked our editors who they thought would win the division, and we got a lot of different answers.
And I will say I think the AFC West is probably the most up in the air division, at least from my view.
I think of all the divisions, this might be the hardest to figure.
A lot like last year where they could all go 8-8 again.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs to win the division.
And last year, injuries really wiped them out before things got started.
If Eric Berry and Jamal Charles are right, that's huge.
And also bringing in some big names like Eric Winston, who's going to be a major upgrade.
Bringing Dontari Poe in at that defensive line.
With Jamal Charles and Peyton Hillis in the backfield,
it's going to be all Matt Castle.
I know that Matt Castle is going to obviously be under intense spotlight.
I'm just not sold that Castle is the guy to lead this team to the top of the division when you look at some of the other quarterbacks that are there.
At the end of the day, it's going to depend on the quarterback, and for that reason, Phillip Rivers probably is the best.
I really prefer the Chargers to anybody in that division.
I change my mind with the AFC West just about every 30 minutes, but right now I'm on the San Diego Chargers bandwagon.
And that's another team that is going to be flying under the radar a little bit, which is an unusual position for them. I think they're going to enjoy that.
A.J. Smith did a ton this offseason to add a lot of depth to that team.
I think we did not see the best of Phillip Rivers last year, and I expect more out of him.
And we've got Ryan Matthews, a Pro Bowl back last year.
And you look at that offense, and that could be one of the better offenses in the entire NFL.
I don't like their offensive line. They lost a couple of key pieces, Marcus McNeil and Chris Steelman.
This team with just a couple holes on each side of the ball that it's not quite complete.
I think it's probably going to be the last year for the Norv AJ regime in San Diego.
If anyone's going to emerge from the pack, I think it's the Broncos.
The great unknown, how is Peyton Manning going to be? Obviously, if he's the Peyton Manning of old, they're going to be right there.
If he does stay healthy, I think they're going to win the division.
But I just think that risk factor with Peyton is considerable.
I don't know how much Manning can do with that brutal schedule. I think they might be an 8-8 or 9-7 kind of team.
And I just have this weird feeling that things are not going to go according to plan there.
I think everybody takes the route of, well, they were 8-8 with Tebow last year. That means they have to be at least 10-6 with Manning. I just don't think you can look at them that way.
There's questions on defense, too. Yes, they're young. Yes, they can get after the passer, but who's to say they're going to be any better at stopping the run this season?
They had a hard time getting stops against top competition last year.
Von Miller kind of sticks out for me on defense, but really after Peyton and him, I don't see much there.
I can't pick them to win the division right now with so many unknowns.
Yeah, the Raiders are just that forgotten team in the division.
I think they're probably going to get worse before they get better.
I question the offensive line. I question that defense, especially in the secondary.
The Raiders could put up points. There's a lot of questions in the back seven of that defense.
They may have the worst pair of quarterbacks in the league.
We just don't know if we're ever going to see Darren McFadden play a full season.
Darren McFadden could be sensational if he can stay healthy.
Can Darren McFadden stay healthy?
Or if Darren McFadden stays healthy.
And Darren McFadden can't seem to stay healthy.
I wouldn't dismiss them from winning this division, but it's going to take a lot of good luck in terms of keeping McFadden healthy.
All right, fans, it's time for you to make your voices heard. Be sure to leave your AFC West rankings 1 through 4 as a comment on our YouTube channel. We got a couple of votes for the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos for our editors, but you Raiders fans need to show your team some love. We'll tally up the votes for every single division for you at youtube.com/profootballweekly.